you get this kit and watch my video, you're gonna be pretty much guaranteed the same result like I did with zero experience in leatherworking. Hi, my name is Tony, and making a crossbody like this has never been easier. Today I'm putting together this bag using a pre-made kit. That means every piece of leather is cut, every stitching hole is made, and every piece of hardware is already included in the package. The kit even includes the thread, the needles, and the scissors you're gonna need, so you can basically open the package and start working wherever you are, at home or away, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna leave a link to the shop where you can get this kit, and full disclosure, it is not my kit, it is not my design, but I do get a little something if you use the link in the description to make your purchase. Okay, before you say this kit is too expensive, be smart and ask yourselves a few questions. How much money will you spend on all the tools you need to make this bag? Zero money, that's how much. Everything you need is in here. Also, ask yourself, how much will you spend on leather and the hardware? Nothing. Everything you need is in the package. And ask yourselves, how long will it take you to cut the leather, punch all the stitching holes, assuming you have a pattern for it? No time at all. Everything is pre-cut and pre-punched. Alright? No noise, no cut fingers, none of that. You can just get to work as soon as you get this in your mail. There is one thing you can mess up, and that's the stitching, alright? But don't worry, I'm here to hold your hand through all of this and make sure it comes out perfectly. Okay, enough talk. Let me show you how to put everything together. Let's start with these two identical pieces of leather right here. We're gonna grab the end of the shoulder strap and stitch the two small leather tabs to it, just like a sandwich. Use this clip to hold it together, and let me show you how to thread the needles if you've never done it before. Cut a piece of thread about 5 times the length of the stitching, and after you thread one needle at each end, pierce it like I'm doing here to stop the ends from coming off the needles when you pull. Please, don't worry too much, you're gonna run out of thread. I had plenty left over by the time I was finished with this bag to, even do another bag if I wanted. So let's start from here, going from the sides toward the top and then across to form an U. There are a couple of very important things. You need to remember about this type of stitching, saddle stitching, all right? 1, make sure you don't pierce the thread with your needles when you run them through the stitching holes, all right? The needle has to slide next to the thread, not through it, all right? I cannot stress enough how important this is. Do not penetrate the thread, all right? Go alongside the thread with your needle. Secondly, you need to use the same motion when you go with the needle through the leather. You can start from the right to the left and then from the left to the right, pulling on the needles to tighten the thread with the same force and at the same angle. All right. Now, if this is the very first time you stitch leather, do not rush this part. Like I said, it's the only thing you can possibly mess up during this build. So I'm actually gonna leave a link to a more detailed tutorial on saddle stitching that comes with a free pattern you can use to practice before you do this bag. So you know, if you are a complete beginner, you should definitely go check that out. All right. When you get here, stop, because we're gonna need to use these holes to connect the straps to the bag later on during our build. All right, so you're just gonna have this upside down V shape. All right, now when finishing the stitching line, trim the ends a little bit and then use a lighter to melt them down like I'm doing here. Be careful not to burn the leather or your fingers. Next, let's do this short stitch here. All right, this will reinforce the connection between the strap and these two pieces of leather. You've noticed I always go back once or twice on my stitching when I'm done to make sure the thread doesn't come undone, and then after I trim and melt off the ends. All right, usually if possible on the back. Okay, this is the first couple of stitching lines done, and to this end of the strap. So now let's move on to the other end of the strap. All right, here we will grab this tab, run it through this metal rectangle here, metal rectangle, yes, and then fold it and stitch this triangle on top of it. You can use the paper clip to hold it in place while you start this stitch right here. And when you get to the second hole, make sure the needle will go through all 4 layers of leather. Watch my hands to see exactly what I mean. When you are done, you should be looking at something like this. Okay, strap done, leave it on the side, and let's move on to the zipper piece. Grab the long strip of leather and attach it to the bottom of the zipper here. Next, let's stitch this piece that looks like a boomerang on the other side of the zipper. After you are done, open the teeth of the zipper about 1 or 2 inches at one end and then insert the slider just like I'm doing here. May take a couple of tries, but if I can do it, you can definitely do it. Then bring the slider halfway through, okay, and then that's it. You done for now with this particular piece. Leave it on the side. Next, we're gonna grab the small zipper pocket and open it all the way. Separate those two pieces, all right? These two pieces are similar but not identical, as you can clearly see here when they are laid next to each other. Both of these pieces get attached to these guys here, like so. Okay, let's start with this one. Note, I start from the top and I will end my stitch when I get to the opposite side. Okay, so do the same with these two pieces before we move on. After we are finished, we need to close the zipper, and this is how we do just that. Find this piece of leather here because we need to stitch it to the top here, all right? But to do that, we need to have both of these ends of the zipper closed, and this one here is open. So pull the slider out all the way and then insert it on the other end, just like we did earlier with our first zipper, all right? Slide it again to about halfway, and now all the ends are closed, and you can stitch this piece of leather from one end to the other. After the first couple of stitching holes, you will have to stitch through the actual zipper. So slide the needles around the metal teeth and stim through like I'm doing here. Take your time and you'll get there just like I did. After you go past the zipper, make sure you stitch through all 5 layers of leather to completely close what now will be the bottom of this front pocket right here. After you're done, you have a functional pocket big enough. See, this is how much thread I got left over. Anyway, you're gonna have a pocket big enough for most phones. All right, great work. Let's get back to that first zipper piece we worked on earlier, this guy here. This is actually the top piece, as you can see, and needs to get attached to the bottom piece, this guy right here. Now, in order to do so, we need to complete 2 stitching lines at both ends, here and here. Now, take your time once again, because you will have to power through the metal zipper once more. But now you have previous experience. This will be a piece of cake. I'd like some cake now, actually. Next, we need to attach the front piece, this one here, and the back, which is this guy here. But in order to do that properly, let's quickly find the middle on both sides, all right, here and here. You could count the holes if you like and stop at the one in the middle, or you can simply fold it and quickly locate the middle like I'm doing here, and then use a pen to mark it on the leather. And don't worry, it's gonna be on the inside. Nobody's gonna see the marking. And we aren't finished. We need to find the middle of this front piece here. But in this case, I recommend counting the holes to find the middle, because folding 5 layers of leather is really not recommended. Next, with the center marked everywhere, turn the middle section, this guy here, inside out and attach the front to it, starting from the markings we just did, all right, from here.
like I wanna see her form. Tell me what you for, yeah. Ayy, you pay me, but I'm old, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All this money on me. Yeah, yeah. Cash rolls all around me. Yeah, yeah. All this money around me. Yeah, yeah. Cash rolls all around me.
Great job. Now, before we stitch the back, this guy here, before we stitch this guy in place, let's mark where we're gonna attach the two ends of the straps. All right, first mark the placement of this end here, all right? On the lower side of the bag, just above the corner, all right? That's it. That's all you gotta do. When you get with the stitching at this mark, remember to insert the strap like so. Next, place the other end at the top, all right down the middle like this, and then mark where you need to insert this guide into the stitching. Okay, now start from the center of the middle piece and the back piece. All right, start from the middle and go towards the marking you've made earlier. Now the other way.
She wanna see the Forbes like I wanna see her form. Tell me what you for, yeah. Hey, you pay me what I'm owed, yeah. Yeah, all this money on me. Yeah, cash rules all around me. Yeah, all this money around me. Yeah, cash rules all around me.
As soon as you get to the first mark, grab the strap and has the triangle on it, this guy here, and insert it like I'm doing here with this metal piece pointing towards the top of the bag.
Got that 30 on me, baby, hit and go with a plot twist.
Remember, you now have to stitch through 4 layers of leather for a little bit, and also remember to stop at the second marking here so we can attach the other end of the strap.
She wanna see the Forbes like I wanna see her form. Tell me what you for, yeah. Hey, you pay me what I'm owed, yeah. Yeah, all this money on me. Yeah, cash rules all around me. Yeah, all this money around me. Yeah, cash rules all around me. Yeah.
Make sure the strap isn't twisted before you stitch the end of the strap, otherwise you're gonna have to unstitch, untwist and restitch, and nobody's got time for that. Okay, your bag is ready, but it's inside out. The easiest way to turn it over is to start from the bottom here. Push on the bottom hard to squeeze it through the zipper opening, and you're gonna have this turned over in no time. All right, just take it slow. And like that, we have a finished crossbody just like this one. I do believe there are a few different color options for this bag kit, so please use the link in the video description if you want to check that out, okay? And then I hope you will appreciate that I only used the tools and the materials that were included in the kit. And I was able to finish this in about, I don't know, 6-7 hours maybe. So pretty fast. Also, this is something you can do anywhere at all. At home, watching your favorite TV show, at work, during your downtime, or even on the beach while on holiday, wherever you want. This was my tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and be safe. Peace.